The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
A storm is moving through the state tonight, bringing heavy rain and strong winds at times, and a flood watch and wind advisories remain in effect for all of Connecticut. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The rain's making travel difficult out on the roads. We'll bring you a live report of the conditions in just a moment. Yeah, do not underestimate those puddles out there. But first, let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. She has a first check of the forecast for us tonight. Rachel, what are we seeing?
Right now, we're getting into a little bit of a lull in the action. It's still raining pretty good in eastern Connecticut, but the rain is going to fill back in again, and the wind will only continue to increase through the overnight hours. So you might wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and just hear the windows rattling. So we have this weather impact alert in effect until 8 a.m. I want to stress, I think the worst of the wind and the rain is certainly over before daybreak tomorrow, but there could still be some lingering issues for the morning drive. So check in with the Fox 61 Morning Show crew. I think any outages should be isolated in nature, but if it includes your home, it's always a bummer. So charge devices just in case and have a backup alarm clock. A flood watch is in effect statewide, not only from the rain falling, but also from all the snow melt. And this just came in minutes ago. A flood warning was issued for minor flooding late tonight into tomorrow afternoon for the Housatonic River at Stevenson Dam. Here's a look at that rain again coming down across the state. 395, certainly seeing it. Wyndham as well. But I want to widen out and show you the front, because this is where I think the winds will really pick up again later tonight between around midnight and 3 a.m. as that front crosses the area. By the way, we never get into that snow. That part's going to miss us, but we could see those winds really start to ramp up, and that's when we could see some of those gusts up around or maybe even a bit over 50 miles per hour for some parts of the state. Again, I think outages are pretty isolated in nature, but still always a bummer when there's any chance for them. Here's a look at current gusts. Not too bad right now, up to about 30 miles per hour, but those will increase as we head through the next several hours. Otherwise, tomorrow we're looking at improving conditions, clouds breaking for sunshine, but it's a cooler day overall. We'll show you the future radar, get you through the evening tonight. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. The storm's leaving its mark across the state with reports of already downed trees and power lines in a lot of areas.
Yeah, the strong winds are also making travel difficult. Let's take a live look at the conditions out there with Fox 61's Tim Latow and the Fox 61 Storm Tracker. Tim.
Hey there, Brent and Sarah, that's exactly right. We are in Glastonbury on some side streets, actually, and there are a number of streets closed because of some flooding on these roads. We're also in the neighborhood here on Main Street where they have lost power. We're near Main Street and Wapley. I'll flip the camera around and give you a better look at what's going on here. The road up ahead is blocked. We see a police car and a road closed sign, plenty of cones out there blocking the street. And if we look a little bit further down the road, it's hard to see with some of the light here. We have seen some utility trucks working to restore power to this neighborhood. There is no power in this neighborhood on both sides of the street here. Again, this intersection is Main Street and Wapley here. And right now we're taking a turn onto the side street here on Wapley, and we see that another street off to our right is closed due to some water. There's plenty of water all across the road. A road closed sign is up there, cones strewn across the road. Coming up to it, a couple of houses down here now. So certainly all that rain is building up, a lot of saturated ground already, and some roads still closed as a result of all the rain that we've had out here. And we want to get to some video that we had earlier today. We took some video of the Naugatuck River. The water level is high and they were raging rapids. Officials say it was higher earlier in the afternoon actually, but it had receded once the evening came around. The river goes through the middle of Beacon Falls, and if first responders needed to, they could position crews on both sides of the river if they're worried about not being able to cross. Right now it looks like they won't have to do that, but it is an option in Beacon Falls. And for those on the roads, hydroplaning is also a concern. Firefighters say that is the most likely cause of crashes tonight. They also worry about people getting stuck in standing water on side roads. Here's what Beacon Falls Emergency Management Director Jeremy Rodrigo is telling all drivers across the state to keep in mind tonight and any time it rains.
The power of water is immense, so don't drive through water, even if you think it's just still water and there's a road underneath there. Don't drive through it. Don't go into moving water. Moving water is very, very powerful. Stay away from moving water. If you're trapped, you're stuck, call 911, we'll come get you.
And we've been tracking these conditions all day. We'll continue to do so. We'll see you back here at 10:30 with more on what Rodrigo is saying about the cause of all of this and how they're monitoring the rivers. For now, live in Glastonbury, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
All right, thank you, Tim. Eversource says it prepared ahead of time for possible power outages. Crews are positioned across the state, ready to respond quickly if trees or strong winds bring down power lines. Earlier in the day, crews in Hebron were already working to restore power after a tree crashed onto lines on Settlement Road, leaving more than 24 homes without electricity.
We have crews, hundreds of them, spread out across the state. They're in strategic locations so that they're ready to respond as quickly and as safely as possible.
Now, Eversource says it also uses remote smart switches to reroute power when conditions are too dangerous for the crews to work directly on the lines.
You can get all the latest with our weather impact forecast alerts and live radar anytime by downloading Fox 61 Plus. That's our streaming app for your smart TV.
A man is in custody tonight after police in New Haven say he used an axe to smash several store windows. Fox
61's Valerie Moravi has a closer look at the damage.
With this business on State Street is one of at least 5 businesses that were damaged in the area. And as you can see, the doors being already boarded up and the windows have been replaced. But customers I spoke with tell me the violence needs to stop. Police say someone took an axe to at least 5 businesses on State Street and Grand Avenue. At the intersection of State and Humphrey Streets, we spotted 2 shops with damage, Blessing To Go and Stay Fish Farm Market. And just a couple blocks away, the door to Jackson Hewitt is also boarded up its door. Frankie E. Brady says he's a customer of Blessings To Go and says this hits close to home.
Because what it does is it impacts the local economy. It's a great spot, great location, great food. It's been around New Haven for years. It's a staple in the New Haven, Connecticut, and the community.
And even though windows and doors at these locations have been replaced, Brady says he shows solidarity with the local business owners.
Unfortunately, when these things happen, it hits the business owner and they have to take a loss. If they don't have insurance and they have to come out of pocket, it's really difficult to be a small business owner.
Another customer who did not want to be on camera says this is not the first time she's heard about businesses being vandalized.
Scary, very sad. I know these things sometimes happen. It's a city, but I think State Street is a really lovely place for so many local businesses and people who are in the community, serving their neighbors, and it's always just really sad.
Police say they arrested a man, but they have not released any other details.
Justice served.
These customers say support from the community is what these businesses need to stay afloat.
I mean, our community tends to come together and support businesses, and the residents come together for things like snow shoveling and things like this to just make sure that we're all safe, we're all good.
Now, we have reached out to these 2 local businesses, but we have not heard back. In New London, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Well, state police are asking for the public's help identifying a person who vandalized a business in Ellington. It happened at a business on Main Street there. Take a look. This surveillance video shows the person picking up a big rock with both hands and then throwing it through a window before then just walking away. A short time later, a car is seen leaving the area. If you know who this person is, give state police a call.
And state police are investigating 2 deaths of 2 people in Hebron as a homicide and suicide. Troopers responded to a disturbance call Friday at an office building on Main Street. When officers arrived, they found the bodies of Diana Perdomo and Gregorio Kalahua Mantil. They're waiting for autopsy results. State police are investigating an untimely death in New Haven. Police say this started as a barricade incident over the weekend on Edgewood Avenue and Pendleton Street. Police say they're waiting on autopsy results for an exact cause of death.
And Glastonbury police say a 17-year-old turned himself in this morning to face a manslaughter charge in connection to a deadly crash last year. Police say back in October, a car crashed into 2 other cars on Hebron Avenue. 2 people were seriously hurt, including a 15-year-old who died from his injuries in November. Police say the 17-year-old was speeding before the crash. One person was taken to the hospital after a car crash in Canterbury. Police say the driver crashed into a tree last night on Westminster Road. That driver had to be freed from the vehicle and was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. It's not yet clear what caused the crash. The road was closed for a time, but has since reopened.
Firefighters in Hartford responded to a fire at a home in the Upper Albany neighborhood near Woodland Street and Homestead Avenue. They found heavy smoke coming from a vacant two-story business. Firefighters quickly put it out. No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And Hartford firefighters also put out another fire just after 2 this morning on East Street. One person was taken to the hospital. Crews say the fire started on the 3rd floor and then spread to the 4th. The cause of this fire is also under investigation.
A proposed bill could force restaurants across Connecticut to change how they handle takeout orders. The measure would ban styrofoam containers, which many restaurants say help keep food hot and are easy to package. The bill would also require restaurants to only provide items like napkins and utensils if customers ask for them. Some restaurant owners say the change could disrupt their takeout process, and they want lawmakers to hear from small businesses before making a final decision. If passed, the bill would take effect in 2028.